Well, hello there. Okay, today's experiment in gardening involves seed saving. So this actually is the pulp mass and seeds from a spaghetti squash that I grew myself in my backyard. It's such a big, healthy, vigorous, happy plant, and it's produced a decent amount. Well, really it hasn't, but it's produced some fruit for me so far. And I want to go ahead and save these seeds. So I looked it up. I've never done this before. I looked it up and found out that what you're supposed to do is take the seed mass and the pulp and put it in a bucket. I'm using a bowl filled with a bit of water and put it all in there. You let it sit for 2 to 4 days, and during that period of time there's a fermentation process. This kills off any viruses or bacteria that are present on the seeds, and it causes the unviable seeds and the pulp to rise to the top, and all the viable seeds will sink right down to the bottom. They'll sink. So all the seeds that are good will just go down to the bottom, apparently. So I'm going to try this out and see how it works out for me. So this is step 1. Let it ferment. We'll check on this over a period of 4 days and see what happens. Here we have day number 2 of the fermentation process. I can see that there seems to be happening. There's a weird gross film over everything. So hopefully this works. Update for day 3. I noticed just a little bit ago that a lot of the guts were sinking to the bottom, and I wondered if that was possibly because there were still some viable seeds stuck in the guts, and they were causing everything to sink. So that would be bad if I'm trying to strain stuff out tomorrow, if I'm also pulling up good viable seeds, because I'm taking the guts with me. So I took some time and I separated out the larger seeds from the guts, and I've thrown the guts out. They are out of here, and we will see the situation tomorrow, but I think we can already tell the ones that float at the top are supposed to be non-viable. So we'll see what we are left with tomorrow when I strain these out. Okay. Okay friends, it is day 4 of the process for harvesting squash seeds. I've got my little strainer here. You can see much more clearly there's definitely stuff at the top that's fermenting, and there's stuff at the bottom. It's murky, but there's stuff at the bottom that did not float, is not floating. So apparently are the viable seeds. These ones at the top are non-viable. The ones underneath are. So I'm going to very carefully scoop these out. And you could probably compost these, I suppose, but I'm going to go ahead and just throw them in the disposal. I don't compost yet. I will get there someday. That day is not today. Okay, so got my bowl, got my strainer. Let's see what's left. Wow, not that many actually. I'm a little surprised. That's okay. So I'm going to take some time. I'm going to separate these from the guts, rinse them off, and then we're on to the next step. Okay. So I wanted to take a moment here and show you something. So some of these bad boys actually sprouted. Do you see that? That's not guts. It's new growth. Well, maybe not that specific one, but how? Here, this one. That one is sprouting right out of the seed. So what I might do for these little babies that are trying to live earlier than I want them to. Now, they didn't all do that, just a couple of them. But the ones that did, I think I'm going to take them outside. I have an empty bed right now. I just pushed reset on a failed potato experiment. So I think I'll use the potato bed and stick some of these little guys in there and see how they do. The next step is spread them all out on a paper towel or other kind of towel or some kind of like a mesh and allow them to dry completely. If you don't let them dry all the way through before attempting to store them, you will end up with, the seeds will rot. They'll mildew and rot, and you won't have anything to use for your next season. So we're gonna let these guys lay out and air dry for as long as they need until they are completely dry. So probably in Arizona, that'll be a day or two. So check back in with you in a day. Well, it's many days later and everything is dried out, and this is what they look like. So hopefully, I'll store these, and I will store these in paper envelopes in a cool, dry place. I've heard that they have to stay below 85 degrees in order to stay viable. And we will try them next season and see if we can grow anything to grow. But that's it, that's the process. Good luck with your squash seed saving.